Story 1. Cantaloupe that actually grew to full ripeness in the sun rather than that picked early and artificially ripened stuff they sell at the grocery store. It's unbelievable. Story 2. Steamed to the point of being bright green and tenderish before it starts to become soft and the colors dull again. Lightly salted broccoli is genuinely sweet. Story 3. I live in Australia, so my answer could be specific to Australia. I would say mandarins and Royal Gala apples. They taste delicious, and I can't believe they are healthy at the same time. Story 4. Every time my wife and I have mango, we refer to the mango from 20 years ago. It may have been the most delicious thing we have ever eaten. We have had some really good mangoes since, but that was something special. Story 5. That is, good garden fresh Sungold cherry tomatoes. Get them from a local farmer's market and eat them the same day. If you're buying them from the grocery store, then it's pointless. And for the love of God, don't refrigerate them. With a proper Sungold, you'll learn that tomatoes can be every bit as sweet as ripe plums. You'll devour them like candy and question the sanity of anyone who still refers to them as vegetables rather than as fruits. Story 6. Any fruit, vegetable, or nut that can be eaten raw. If you have a favorite fruit or vegetable, investigate where you can buy some locally grown fresh ones. Get the best you can find and really enjoy them. Story 7. Crispy avocado fries. These things are so insanely good, they will have you second-guessing if avocados were ever meant to be eaten any other way. Creamy on the inside, crunchy on the outside, and loaded with healthy fats and nutrients. Dip them in some spicy yogurt sauce, and it is basically like your taste buds are at a rave, but your body is still at a wellness retreat. Story 8. Not everyone loves it, but if you get some decent quality walnuts and eat them with dates, like at the same time, it combines in your mouth to make something I find absolutely delightful. Story 9. It's not necessarily the healthiest, but it's a protein bar. Bearbell chocolate dough tastes like brownie batter, and I'm addicted to it. It tastes like a genuine candy bar, and I still feel guilty eating it. Story 10. So many answers to this, but I've recently found out how much I like just plain salted greens. Been the salt your salads people guy for years, but also always dress them, put some nuts and fruit in there, what have you. Recently overfilled my bowl and needed to make room for the fixings, so I tossed some salt in, mixed it up, took a bite, and was amazed at just how good the plain romaine was. Now, I'm one who has a very poor sense of smell, and I like my food noticeably saltier and more intensely flavored than most people. So I'm wondering if it's just that I'm not tasting what everyone else is tasting and the salt helps bring it out. Story 11. Today, I made some stewed apples. Well, I initially attempted to make applesauce, but I ended up liking the result. I used 5 apples, water, and a packet of stevia. It was so sweet. I thought I was eating dessert. Story 12. I feel like watermelon is the ultimate snack secret. Strawberries used to be awesome, but for some reason they have no flavor anymore and just taste bland and sour in Australia. Story 13. It's nectarines for me fruit-wise. I love them so much. And good quality medjool dates, especially with a teaspoon of cream cheese and an almond in the center. Tastes like a caramel cheesecake. And I love that treat so much. Story 14. Ripe persimmons from the domestic variety that grow well enough here in my hometown. My absolute favorite fruit. I am so glad that my mother taught me to enjoy fresh ripe fruit and didn't give me candy to eat. My grandma, too, taught me to climb trees to get us mangoes, avocados, and the like. I love fruit. That's why I have a hobby job as a fruit tree arborist. Story 15. Breaking the rule of 1. Good apples are out of this world. Unfortunately, unless you live near a quality orchard, it's hard to find apples and ricotta in general, which are amazing. Greek yogurt and fresh pitted cherries. Mix that up and maybe add a touch of honey if the cherries are sour. Story 16. Dried apples. If you can get cinnamon ones. Boom chica pop. Just a few chocolate chips, or the dairy-free variety of Gitted chips if you're like me. Story 17. Black grapes. I bought these black elongated grapes from Sam's Club once. They were so sweet and delicious. I would eat them while watching TV as if they were popcorn. Also, blueberries, if they don't have a sour tang, are amazing as well. Story 18. I am going to look at this from a different perspective and suggest protein bars for consideration. They can contain delicious foods like nuts, yet somehow all they taste like is glue and cardboard. I question reality, and it leads me to wonder, how did the Matrix get protein bars so wrong? Story 19. Steamed green beans with a bit of salt. Also, edamame. They are of the same family, Fabaceae, so it's understandable that they are alike. Something so simple yet delicious and addictive. Story 20. Tomato, feta cheese, avocado, and some garlic powder. It's really salty, but it's so good. I could eat it every day. Just combine everything in a bowl and have the best snack ever. You can also add mozzarella balls. Story 21. Watermelon, raspberries, homegrown strawberries, Greek yogurt, and honey. If the yogurt is cold enough, the honey solidifies a bit, and it's amazing. Also, not actually a snack, goat cheese omelette. Story 22. When I think about it long enough, everything that came together to make cucumbers possible. You see that? There's practically 0 or negative calories. It's mostly water but surprisingly dense. If that is in your stomach, you feel way more full than usual. Add some lemon and tajine or lemon and salt. Absolutely perfect. Still 0 or negative calories. And they're very affordable. Story 23. My current favorite is Greek yogurt with a little dollop of honey, a little dollop of peanut butter, and some cinnamon. Mix it all together, and then I dice up a small apple and stir it through. It tastes like apple pie and deliciousness. I haven't done this, but I reckon you could add to the apple pie vibes with some granola mixed in too. Story 24. Perfectly ripe fruit is so incredibly spectacular that it's hard to put into words. We evolved from little primates who spent their days sitting in trees, hanging out with their friends, and nibbling on fruits. Loving fruit is written in our genes. Story 25. My wife bought a box of peaches this summer that were amazing. Sweet, juicy, the perfect texture. It has been ages since I had a good peach, so these were pure heaven. We went back to the store weekly and stocked up, and managed to eat them before they got overripe. I was so disappointed when they stopped coming in. I guess I'll have to wait until next summer to see them again. Story 26. I just tasted this new apple. I think it's called Rave. It's a Honeycrisp offshoot, but it's sweeter, juicier, more tart, and crisper. It's delicious and evokes a wow with every bite. Story 27. Fresh cucumber from the garden, so unchilled. Peel it if you don't like the skin like me. Cut it into spears. Sprinkle with salt. If you want to elevate it, use crazy salt or everything bagel seasoning, dill pickle popcorn seasoning, etc. But it needs to be a salty seasoning. So good. I eat entire cucumbers as a snack when my garden is at its peak in the summer. Story 28. Have you tried frozen grapes? Seriously, they are like little bites of sweet, refreshing candy. Every time I have them, I'm like, how are these so good and still healthy? It feels like a snack from another dimension. Story 29. Cruskets, slap some cheese, tomato slices, and hot sauce on it. You can't believe it's healthy. Crusket is a cracker, by the way, available here in Australia. I have no clue if it's available elsewhere or not. It's not like a cracker, but more, I don't know, something crispy. It's a if you know, kind of thing. Honestly, thinking about it, Crusket with butter is healthy and tasty as anything. Story 30. Honey gold mangoes in Australia. You'll never eat another mango again, and if you think you don't like mangoes much, I was like that, you'll never know what you're missing. Story 31. Homemade Parmesan cheese chips. They aren't high in calories and are perfect for my blood sugar. I have type 2 diabetes, so this is a huge blessing for me. Story 32. I like most healthy snacks, so it's hard to say. Since a little child, I was eating dried fruit and vegetables instead of chips, seaweed biscuits instead of crackers, sugarless carob instead of chocolate, etc. So to me, it tastes better than the latter. I think it depends on what you grew up on.